Preview.
David Winker, Tommy Stitt, Mainline Marlins podcast after an embarrassing loss, kind of a depressing loss to the St. Louis Cardinals last night at the ballpark.
I think you took it worse than I did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there were some shining moments, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But look, it's hard to come back when you got no bats and you're down 3-0.
Well, it's interesting. I would start with this. I think one of the things we, again, going back to our what do we know to be true? And the question is, are we a bad baseball team?
No.
I don't think we know that to be true. And it was interesting. Did you see MLB? I meant to send it to you. MLB did a post on an unusual pep talk that our lefty got.
Yeah, right after the first inning.
Did you hear about it?
Yeah.
Like it can't, and I guess he Mattingly walked out and was like, "Listen, man, it can't get any worse.
Yeah, get back on the horse.
You can't be pitching.
Go back
the year
out there.
can't get any worse from here."
Right. It's only looking up, bro. And look, he came back out and he finally found his groove.
Yeah, that was other than that. There was a moment where you looked at me. We were at the game last night, obviously, and there was a moment when you looked at me and just said, and as you were talking, I looked at the scoreboard and the breakdown inning by inning, and you just said, if it wasn't for the first inning, and it was, there's three.
We would have been tied 1-1.
There's a big 3 in that front. We would have been tied 1-1. Although we think we still would have lost the game,
right?
Because again, the bats.
Yeah.
Like we're gonna bitch about pitching right now.
Yeah. Well, we got to, because we got Curtis the same thing. He was problematic when he came in relief for Rogers. But let's talk about some of the gaffes that happened, the problems with the scoreboard guys at the ballpark. Number one, the first thing that happened. So right before they announced the starting lineup of the other team, they put up their logo. Well, these guys put up Tampa Bay's logo for St. Louis, which I thought was
look on your
funny.
face, the giant screen.
I'm like, why is
that
on
ugly
there?
TB up there?
I'm like, wait a minute, didn't we just finish that series? Yeah, so that was funny. Then part 2 is everybody when the Marlins guys come up and they get a walk-up song, they put it on the screen, whether it be Mama Sota or wherever that's Jesus Aguilar's walk-up
That's
song.
Right.
But Adam Duvall, his walk-up song is Call Me the Breeze by Leonard Skinner. But no, when you look up on the screen, it's They Call Me the Breeze.
That's not the title. Like they listened to the song and they actually wrote out what the words of the song
Whoever put it on there is a child that has no idea what that song's all about, or knows Leonard Skinner, or could definitely not
listen. It's the first game
Leonard Skinner.
It's the first couple games of the year, and it's funny because I thought
there's no quarter.
It was my first game of the year, and I walked by the Obi stand with the $3 hot dogs, and just like half the stadium is in line.
Oh yeah, so that's another thing we got to talk about. Oh, here's the greatest promotion in the world: $3 hot dog, $5 beers. The only thing is, you're not going to get to watch any of the games because you'll be in line for the whole.
There's 150 people in line,
and then when I did it,
at one stand,
I finally got to get there, and when there wasn't a line, and they ran out of beer.
Yeah, of course,
they're like, well, hey, we got this other beer over here. It's called Budweiser Select. That is basically like the what is that? Michelob Ultra.
Denise, Tommy can drink like 25 of those and not get a buzz.
I'm not even. Yeah, at least a case. At least a case.
Yes.
So that was like, but he goes, but it's the same price. I'm like, that seems odd. Yeah, so it should be less because there's a lot less alcohol in that than the regular.
It was
one.
A nice night. Last night was a celebration of first responders.
Yeah, and salute and serve.
Salute and serve.
And that we went on those tickets. I'm a ex-military veteran from the United States Army. Yep. And that was a cool
Tommy,
thing.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah,
and I thought it was
appreciate that.
I thought it was cool. And I got to tell you something. It was interesting. I'm not, and I accompanied you, and I loved our first class treatment.
Yeah.
They let us in really good special
seats. We came in the back. I thought they were taking us to the jail back behind the thing. I'm like, I just got here. Do you smell that pot on me? I mean, kidding. But no, seriously, it was fun. And then the guy that was sitting in front of us was a Vietnam vet from Brooklyn. And let me just tell you, Brooklyn fans, I don't care what sport it is, they are relentless and ruthless to the end.
And it's like that classic. I've been to Yankee Stadium a bunch of times, and there's no place like it with that. What have you done for me lately?
Oh, dude,
you could have gone
home run
4
and
for
you screw
4.
Up one play.
Oh yeah, you're a bum.
You suck. The whole time that guy was like, "You suck." Listen, I was feeling the same way when that ball.
They did kind of suck. He was right.
When that ball went to center field, and Starling Marte, who is a multiple Gold Glove winner, could have gone. Oh, those are all from Vince Laga's show. He got a bunch of comments up there. But anyway, that was a catch I thought he could have made. Like it wouldn't even have made like the top 10 gems on ESPN. I don't think if he would have caught that. But he didn't, and the guy from Brooklyn basically rode him for the rest of the game.
No, remember he got hit by a pitch.
He got hit by 2 pitches.
Well, no, but the first pitch he got hit by is like, serves you right.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, and then the next time he got hit, he's like, told you.
That's the only way you can get on base.
Yeah, right. But it was the game. Look, we got to talk about the bright spots of it because we lost Eleazar Hernandez for the elbow inflammation. Garrett Cooper, the reason he is on the IL is because he had the second COVID shot and had a bad reaction. So they took him out of the lineup and then quarantined him apparently. So we brought up Nick Neidert, who is a starting type guy, and then Jordan Holloway. Jordan Holloway pitched lights out for great. 2 innings, and I thought that he was impressive.
That was really nice to see. And our sidewinder pitched great.
Simber was great. Ross Detweiler was good. So for the darkness of the first inning,
that was it.
The rest of it was
even his outing with the bad first inning, and then he put 3 good innings together. So
yeah.
It really was like you can't in today's Major League Baseball, you cannot win games by scoring 1 or 2 runs.
Right.
That's just all there is to it.
Right.
So
exactly.
It's interesting because we wanted to come in here and complain about the pitching, but it is the bats. The bats are cold.
Super cold, and that's the only thing you could do is summon Jobu, offer up cigar and rum, and he will come and take fear away from bats.
I'm used to being our fact checker, but I mean, what is Chad? Is Chad's our leadoff? What is his batting average? No, our left fielder.
Oh, Corey Dickerson.
It's
abysmal. It's like
.040.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so
pretty bad. And Duvall's in the same situation. He's batting .077.
But I got to tell you something about
Dickerson at a .100. That's your leadoff guy. What
is he .100? It's interesting because
garbage.
Duvall actually hitting the ball hard though. That's one.
There were a bunch of balls hit close to the track or deep. And we were talking about it. You said, look, if the roof was closed, maybe some of those would have gone out. That would have worked obviously for the Cardinals as well because they had a couple of those.
Who nailed some shots off the wall.
Couple, yeah. They smashed a couple of good ones, and they got that lineup's pretty good. Look, we got Sandy going tonight, which that's going to be against their
fifth guy.
Their number 5 guy. So I'm feeling pretty confident about that, especially if they let him look. What did he do? 6 innings, no earned runs, 7 strikeouts on opening day. Look, there's no reason why he can't come back and do that again. We just need to start hitting the ball.
It was interesting.
Behind that,
I was thinking about Sandy, and I was thinking about I can't remember what game it was, but somebody tweeted. They took somebody out. And I don't think it was the Mets last night. It was another game, but of course, and then what happens in baseball, right? The relievers mess up, they lose the game. And everyone's second guessing pulling the thing. And someone said he was on a pitch count. And it was interesting because one of the responses was who isn't on a pitch count right now? And I think that's true.
Well, let's talk about pitch count because you don't even know what the pitch count is because where you're sitting, you
forgot to mention it.
You couldn't see it. So I had to go on the MLB app to see the total pitch.
See the pitch count.
That's wrong. And then sometimes they would show the speed of the pitch, and then sometimes not.
No, sometimes not.
Right.
And it was interesting. Yeah, it's funny seeing the Loan Depot. They there's not a lack. We need more scoreboards, less advertising.
Right.
And I got to say something. I'm very old school on stuff, and I don't like the advertising on the uniforms itself.
Right.
But overall on the field, the foul poles as pencils from home, from Office Depot and stuff. None of that bothers me. I'm great, bring it in. But it is interesting being there. The scoreboards are just one little, one of 1/50th of what the area covered in LED.
One little box of that to say PC 65 or whatever. So
write a letter to management. Yeah,
I'm sure that's gonna get thrown right
No, the Marlins
in that round.
Although I gotta say something, we're a little thrown off because we both are upset that the aquarium is gone. Yeah, which no one has ever explained.
And the Clevelander.
And then the Clevelander's gone, which you pointed out to me last night, which makes sense in the middle of the pandemic. I mean,
well, I think they got beat up pretty bad,
just in that location in general. And then it was funny when we exited the stadium. We came out the northeast corner, and you walk by the old home run. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
The old home run sculptures there on that corner.
Pretty
cool.
It
was funny to see. Yeah, I got to tell you something I actually liked. Again, I think they're trying to get rid of the stench of the previous owner, Loria.
Right.
But I like the home run sculpture myself. So
yeah, it's not bad. I'm cool with it. But I'm thinking, look, tonight you're going to the game.
Yep.
I'm going to be watching it at an undisclosed location that serves alcoholic beverages and probably wings somewhere on Sunset.
Love it.
But yeah, I think look, when I got to see Sandy pitch, man, that was one of the magical. He pitched a gem in game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And you're gonna have a good time, and hopefully we get a win tonight. We need one. But look, I haven't already started all the superstitions yet. It's only game 4 tonight, game 5 of the season.
I will tell you,
freaking out. I haven't worn my underwear inside out or one different sock or whatever, like anything weird.
Well, I will tell you, Tommy, that in my house, I can tell baseball season has started, and I can tell the changes that are happening because my wife came out this morning, and guess what she was wearing?
Some kind of Astros garb. Yeah.
Her Houston Astros hat. Yeah. And I was like, that's an interesting choice, your outfit. And she looks at me and she just says, it matches my outfit. And that's not what she's doing.
What she should have said was, hey, we're undefeated.
Yeah. No. She caught it when we were out in Houston again, right? We're going to have the Houston super fan on with us. But yeah, it was interesting. She caught the fever out in Houston when we were there for spring break for just a weekend. And it's funny. I do like it. I was telling you last night, one of the cool things I saw was we were in Dallas on the morning of opening day at the airport, catching a flight to Houston. And I saw a lot of people in the airport repping their colors.
Right.
Like a bunch of different things. And I was like, what a cool tradition. I'm going to start doing that. Like I saw guys in business suits, with ties on, wearing, a Red Sox hat or a St. Louis hat. I saw the St. Louis hat. And I think I'm going to start the tradition is that day, no matter what, I wear my hat, wear my Marlins hat.
Regardless of whether you're wearing a 3-piece suit or a dice.
Exactly. Just wear your hat. You got to rep your colors that day.
I agree. I did discover there is one superstition that actually worked because the first 2 games that we lost, I was wearing the spring training Marlins hat with the kind of the stenciled Marlin fish. And then on Saturday when we won, I was wearing my hat from Rod Bender's Bar and Grill in Cutler Bay.
That's cool.
And I wasn't wearing that last night. Nah. So maybe there's something to that. Dang it. I hate when I figure those things out. Now I got to go get that Rod Bender's hat.
But we had a blast last night. I got to say something. I still feel I think part of it is I grew up going to games in Montreal at the Olympic Stadium and to the Sky Dome in Toronto, and those are terrible places to watch baseball, right? I mean, it was never full. You couldn't pack in 60,000 people to those games, and they played on that kind of green painted. It looked like a parking lot, And then coming to the States, I as a young lawyer. I worked in Atlanta. I was at Fulton County, which was not a great state.
Yeah, but still cool.
But it was cool, but it was different. But then, then kind of after that, I saw, the Camden, kind of these retro type parks that
Texas one in Arlington.
Arlington's that way. The Astros, same way, and at Minute Maid, and they are. Like that, the way we watch baseball now, it's like so nice to be there. And I still feel like I'm getting away with something, like on a Monday night being at a baseball game. Like I really enjoyed the game, and I would encourage everyone to give it a try.
With the roof open, the weather was perfect. Yeah, you couldn't have beaten.
And it was a good. I got to tell you something. It was a good crowd. It was a knowledgeable baseball crowd. People were paying attention.
Yeah. There was a lot of red there too, though.
Yeah. No, I mean, but just like people care. They're not, like they're there. They're enjoying the game. I thought there was a great moment when after I think his 9th pitch.
Yeah.
He finally threw. What was his name again?
Trevor Rogers.
Trevor Rogers. He threw his first strike, and the crowd exploded. Yeah,
for one.
And it was funny.
For one strike. Well, that's
people were
definitely the first 2 batters.
Definitely paying attention.
And then he walked the 3rd guy too. But
it kind of reminded me of like when you go to. I'm sure other teams have this, but you go to a Canes basketball game. No one sits until the first Canes basketball, right. And it's like we may have to. Unfortunately, we may be starting that tradition.
There's nothing wrong with that.
We sit at the first strike.
I like that idea.
We may want to start it. It would be cool. You know, it'd be cool. Stand until the first strikeout. Right.
All right, Marlins Nation. It's on you now. I'm not going to be there tonight, so
that would pump up that pitcher
for sure. For sure. It would be way better if it was full. I think there was like 4,600 people there last night.
I thought it was a pretty good crowd. Actually.
Yeah. But
on a Monday night,
people respect the social distancing. They were wearing their masks.
Yeah, if anyone is questioning that, you will. Like
if you're worried about going to the game, don't. Go.
You are spread out, and two, for what it's worth, you may find it annoying, but you better have that mask, and that mask better be on the bridge of your nose.
Yeah.
Like
if you don't have a beer in if you're not drinking or eating something, then they're gonna.
As we said, the worst job in America is the Marlins lady walking around.
Is the mask police? Yeah, that's like the ticket guy down there in South Miami.
And
that comes right on front of Sunset Tavern, and everybody can see him giving the ticket. You're like, you're a jerk.
You suck.
You suck big time, man.
Get the guy's like, I'm just doing my job.
Right.
What do you want? Free parking? You got to pay for parking.
You could have come up with something better than that. Garbage man. Anything.
And it was funny too, because like no one acquiesces to the mask. Like as soon as she says, like, put your mask on, everyone's like,
I'm thirsty right now.
My beer.
Right. I think I saw a mask that had like a plastic pop up up front, and you just put the beer right in there, and then you just
unzips himself.
Yeah. It was like a pop, and then you put the beer in there, and that's it. But that only works on like long necks. I don't think it would work on a can.
They need to make one that just has the long neck sticking out.
Now you're gonna try tonight. You're gonna try the remote ordering thing because that's an option. But here's the catch to that. You actually have to go pick it up. So but you don't have
to stand in the line. I mean,
right. Or unless that line was all the people that ordered mobily.
Yeah.
To pick up their
George Gonzalez is watching. George, I haven't forgotten about you. We got to get George in for a show.
What we need to do is get George to come to a game with us and then come
on the show.
Because the tickets are super cheap.
We're going to be emailing you with when we're going to the game so we can go to a game and discuss it together. Because I got to tell you something. I follow George on social media, and I'm jealous.
Yeah,
he lives a fun life.
He's down
at a tiki bar. He's down.
Dang.
He's a good follow.
So maybe he ought to be the one taking us to the game. All right, George, you're on call now.
Yeah, after all that, you're taking us to the game.
Yeah, and paying for everything, including like pennants and all that stuff. All right, so episode 36, Sandy going tonight. We got to get a W tonight, man. I hope you're there for it. I've been to 2 games so far, and both were losses. I'll be looking forward to being there when we win one.
Sounds good.
But I'll watch it tonight, and you'll be there, and we'll be tweeting feverishly on the Mainline Marlins account. And look, we got to get a win tonight, boys. Let's go fish. Episode 36 in the books.
Have a great Tuesday.